welcome back. I'm Tedward, and today, thanks to Bond Group in Waltham, Massachusetts, we are driving a 1967 Jaguar Mk2 340 with the 3.4-liter inline six. This is a mid-sized luxury sports saloon that had grace, space, and pace as it was marketed. And as far as I'm concerned, this is one of the best British cars I've ever driven. It's like driving an E-Type with room for four, and it is a joy to drive. It's easy to drive. It's got power steering, a buttery smooth 4-speed transmission, and this is a later version of the transmission than the Series 1 E-Type that we drove the other day, because this doesn't have a Moss box, meaning it has synchronized first gear and everything just slips into place perfectly. It sounds a little like an airplane. It looks pretty old school, and it is so smooth to drive. But overall, the styling of this car is just remarkable. I can't get over these headlights, and you see Lucas littered everywhere. So maybe not the greatest idea to drive anything with the Prince of Darkness all over it at night. But even these little guys right here say Lucas on them. And as if there was any way you could mistake this styling for anything but a Jaguar, we've got a giant cat leaping over the hood. Now, this is in a little bit of rough shape, but it even says 3.4 liter down here with the Jag emblem. We've got chrome, we've got wood. This is quintessential British motoring. And unlike the E-Type, you can actually fit your hands in the door handles. So that gives me an indication that they knew that that's required for a human hand, but the E-Type was just about style. Inside, we're greeted with a familiar dash cluster because it looks a lot like the XKE, and we've got this beautiful wood everywhere, including all around the doors, and then basically like carpet, like tweed all around this. I should be wearing a lovely tweed jacket, but alas, I am not. Inside, pretty comfortable big chairs. They're adjustable. You've got your e-brake, your parking brake, your handbrake, however you'd like to describe it. Right here on the left, a little difficult to get there because when that door is closed, there's not a whole lot of room for your hand. We have lap belts with the Jaguar insignia on the buckle. But my favorite thing about the car are these windows, because we've got these up front, not that extraordinary, we've seen that, but check out the rear glass. This extends out. How beautiful is that? I love it. The rear bench, nice and cushy, plenty of leg room. This gets the job done. You could spend a lot of time back here. No safety back here as far as I can tell. I don't see any lap belts, so you know, safety for the parents, the kids, you are on your own. But don't worry, they can ash in their ashtray while they careen down the road at unsafe speeds. These rear wheels are tucked in just a little bit. They're covered. I think that's a really cool touch. And then pretty simple gas cap situation back here. In the back, we've got this giant chrome bumper with these little crash bars. We like that. We've got the little dual exhaust on the driver's side. Well, I should say left side because this one is left-hand drive, and I'd imagine many of these were not. A Jag badge here, a Jag badge here, and a Mark II badge here. To open the trunk, we've got loads of storage space, actually. This is not so bad. I've got a few of my things back here, along with my tools, and a jack over there. Now, it does have a full-size spare under this, although hopefully we don't need it because there is a giant bubble. Who knows how old that is? But let's check out under the hood. We've got to come over to the passenger side. Oh, a little crack here. And there is our hood pull. Under the hood, we have the 3.4 liter inline six. There was a 2.4, a 3.4, and a 3.8. So we're dealing with the middle ground here, but it's so wild to see this giant inline six under here because I'm used to seeing it tucked away under the hood of an XKE. So let's get in, get it started, and see how a luxurious mid-size saloon performed in 1967. All right, just like our XKE, we've got a key in the center of the dashboard. Our starter is right here. We've got our 4-speed manual transmission. You can tell this is a newer gearbox, not the Moss box, because reverse is over and down versus over and up. Quick indicator if you should be double clutching. Down here, we've got our choke. We are warmed up, so we're good to go. So we can turn this to the on position and start it. jumps to life immediately, and then our gauges are going to start to climb, letting us know that we've got some oil pressure and water temperature, all of the goods. Sounds so good. And check out this horn right here. Too cool. Before we go though, you got to hear this from the back. Oh, I love it. Seating position, pretty tall. We can see our red light indicating that the handbrake is up. Knock that down. First gear. Ultra light steering. It's so easy to maneuver this thing. Really just drives so incredibly smoothly. It's really charming to get in and just motor around in. I don't have to think too hard. I know it's an old car, but you just adapt to it so quickly. You're not afraid to use it. You're not afraid to get into the pedal a little bit. You're not afraid to shift it. Hey, people love it. I don't think anybody sees this car and doesn't think it's just absolutely charming. And sure, there's a good bit of body roll, but man, it just feels like it wants to tackle a corner. Like you feel like you want to just use this for a bank robbery or something. And look at that, while we're moving, slipping into first gear with this beautiful gearbox. I love it. Not really possible with the Moss boxes. You got to be really clever and trick it in with those cars. This is fantastic. I love seeing the cat on the hood. Jags of this era always had like really good brakes, or at least the Jags that I've driven have had really good brakes. I've enjoyed that. Now, you can hear some rattling. That's just this little collar here on the shifter. So not to worry. You can shove some cotton in there. The 3.4 doesn't feel as potent as the 3.8 that was in the Mark 1 E-Type that I was driving the other day, but still plenty of torque low down, really easy to get into, like definitely daily driver vibes in terms of not needing to rev the heck out of it. I mean, you can do a lot of work in the low and mid range on this car. I love the steering. It's actually comically light. Like, this is power steering that is heavily assisted, very luxurious. And it's funny how we've kind of gone the opposite direction in modern day, because now people give you like artificially heavy steering, like BMW and even Hyundai, the Elantra N, in an attempt to make it feel sporty. Whereas this is like an English Cadillac. Our speedometer is a little ambitious, just kind of bouncing around, but it's, you know, if you take an average, you can probably figure out about how fast you're going. Not a big deal. Man, I didn't expect to fall in love with this car. When you see it, you're like, it's kind of goofy. It's just an old Jag or whatever. Man, like I would comfortably drive one of these around. I actually really enjoy this. And we've got the luxury of a self-canceling indicator like that. You can tell it's springtime. They're going in and digging up all the gunk out of the storm drains. I always wanted to use one of those cranes to dig stuff out of there. Maybe we can get a POV of that someday. This is such a satisfying gear change too. There's a lot to love about this car. Oh my goodness. Do not overlook the Mark II. Now, it had a sister car, the Daimler, which I believe had a 2.5 liter V8. I've been in one of those, and it is one of the most rocket sounding V8s ever. I'm really hoping we can get one of those on the channel someday. Salamander crossing ahead. God, I love this place. Now, a lot of times when I see traffic like this, I'm like, we gotta stop, we gotta pull over. We'll let them go. But I do think it's really cool that we can share the world. Like in 2023, I can share a road with a Dodge Caravan, with a Jag Mark II. Like, this is just so crazy. Speeds, it's incredibly smooth. I just want to do some grand touring in this. It's like wonderful, absolutely charming as heck. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful car. And this is one of those times where I'm taught not to prejudge something based on just how it looks or how I think it's going to drive, because I think I'm having more fun in this than I was even having in the 64 XKE. And I know that sounds crazy, but I just feel like this is more eager to please. That is quite a large truck and trailer. We're going to be nice and cautious past that. Okay. Still very much do not want to get in an accident. Old 60s Jag. Wow. Man, what a thing. What a joy to drive. This is one of those videos where I'm like, you know what? Maybe it won't get any views. Maybe this will stay a secret. And I almost hope it does, because I'm starting to fall in love with it. And I don't want the prices to go sky high. The steering is just, look at this, super light, just one finger on the wheel and you can make this thing get around a corner. Hey, red clown shoe ahead. So I know I have a wide variety of videos on this channel. Today, for example, the day I'm filming this, I published a Chevy Colorado work truck. Like, that's consumer advice. That's like, hey, this is what the new Colorado pickup looks like in the lowest trim. But I also, while I love driving everything, I love showcasing just pure enthusiasm for motor cars in general. And this is one of them. This is one of those cars that I never looked twice at, never really thought much of. And I am so thrilled to be able to drive and share this with you, because I'm having a good time. I like this car. Dare I say I love this car, and I would be happy to spend hours and hours and hours with this thing. Now, ownership, totally different story. You know, you've got an old Jag, she's gonna leak, she's gonna do some wild stuff, and 67 Jag Mk2. Oh yeah, this would have been the British version. I've been at this for quite a few years now, driving all kinds of different cars, and yes, it's my job, but it never gets boring, because I'm always getting surprised by something, or driving a hidden gem that I didn't know I would fall in love with. This is one of those days where I feel like, wow, you know, I came in to do a job and I'm leaving with a giant smile on my face, because this is so damn charming. So thank you to Bond Group for tossing me the keys to this thing. Thank you guys for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing, of course, and supporting the Patreon. That always means a lot to me. Don't forget to respect the drive. Start taking a look at some of the oddball cars that you would normally walk past or not glance at the car shows, because I swear some of these are the ones that you might actually want to own. It's not all air-cooled 911s and Ferraris, boys and girls. Like, trust me, I own that. I own an air-cooled 911. I love my air-cooled 911, but there's a whole world out there of other cool vintage stuff that just doesn't see the light of day for, you know, today's modern crowd. Go investigate, go drive some stuff, go make some friends with some weird car people. I'll see you in the next one. Another Jag, yeah. They don't even know. Didn't even wave. Got an F-type, not waving at a Mk2. Respect your elders. Can anyone get me in a street sweeper? I would really like to do a POV in a street sweeper. Yeah, that's what I want to drive.